Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host, Gorniak Attack, bringing you another epic fight of the Warhammer Total War universe. Now, first of all, I just want to show you this map. It's the Siege of Ekrund, it is called, and let's be honest, it's magnificent. Whoever made this, I don't know your name, unfortunately, I need to check it out, but dude, hats off to you for this amazing looking map. I'll give you a wee sort of tour look around it at the moment. Everything looking fantastic. We ignore these guys. Ignore them. They don't exist. There we go. Look at it. Look at that. Nice wee river running through it. Nice waterfalls, bridges, ornaments. Nice little walkway through the trees here. A little back path. Great setup for a quick siege fight. So yeah. Hats off to whoever made this. I mean, this is just, I feel so much better than the vanilla siege maps and whatnot. Despite the fact that it's open, there's not going to be any siege equipment. It's more of a land battle, I guess. But there you go. Anyway, this is going to be a greenskins versus dwarves. With thanks again to my friend Shade Darko for helping me out with this fight. He's playing the dwarves, I'm playing the greenskins. Basically, Grimgor has come to Ekrund to notice that the dwarves have tried to set up shop again, and he's not a happy bunny about that. So, he's going to try and clear them out. So, I'll start with my army comms. We'll do this real quick. He's got a couple of Doomdiver catapults with him, and he's got his wee front line of orc boys, 4 units of them, with some orc boy chariots. And up the front here, he's got some nasty skulkers, just to try and create a bit of an ambush, quickly sort of run in, be a bit of cannon fodder. And then he's got his main force, which is really elite. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units of black orcs with the crimson killers in tow. And on the back he's got 4 units of savage orc arrow boys. And he's bringing along 2 giants as well. And there he is himself, or I am myself, Grimgor, looking epic. Quite shiny, nice armor as well, actually, for an orc. And that's his lovely axe, Giznik. And he's also, in the trees here, got his savage orcs. He's split up the 2 armies from orcs to savage orcs, because there's a lot of infighting. You know, they don't really like each other too much, the savage orcs and normal orcs. So he's sent them off on their own with all the monsters. So we've got 2 units of trolls at the front here. We've got 2 arachnoroks, including the queen. We've got 2 units of squig hoppers in amongst them. And we also have some savage orc biggins, a couple of units of them, and savage orc boar boy biggins as well. So they're going to be leading a bit of a flank, but however, that's my army comms, by the way. That's all the greenskins. However, I was hoping that Shade Darko would be protecting this ridge and protecting here as well. But he's done a very smart move, I think, and actually pulled his forces back behind the pillars, knowing that something could come down there. So he's actually only got a single front line. So he cannot get flanked, basically, because there's no way into the back here. This is all blocked off. So he's done a very smart defensive move there and pulled his front line back and not spread out. Basically, to the fight, he is bringing some hammerers on the front line with the Warriors of Dragonfire Pass. Epic looking unit with some fiery axes at the front line there. And obviously his hammer is also looking pretty epic with those flat topped helms. I think it's really not a very good idea, you know, hitting that's going to be really easy. I mean, like, imagine hitting a hammer on that, that's just like an anvil. Basically his head's going bye bye. But anyway, I digress. And at the back of them, he's got some miners. 3 units of them with blasting charges. So anything that comes up to these front lines, they're just, yeah, they're going to have a bad time. And then his back line, he's got some iron breakers, bringing in 6 units of them with his general, Grimgor himself. Not Grimgor, what am I talking about? Grombrindal, the white dwarf himself. There we go. Yeah, Grimgor on the dwarf side. Who am I kidding? And he's got some reserves at the back here, some dwarf warriors with great weapons, and a Thane to support them. And at the back, again, he's got some thunderers, And he's got his Dragonback Slayers to try and counter any monsters that I might bring, which I have, so dangerous, very dangerous. He's also brought in 2 units of Gyrocopters, but here is where it gets nasty for me. He's got 2 units of Bugman's Rangers up on this ridge, and he's also brought in an organ gun, another organ gun, and a cannon, and another organ gun, all set up perfectly to absolutely annihilate anything that comes through this pass. And at the back here as well, he's got 2 units of Grudge Throwers, perfectly positioned. You can see right over onto the front lines. Anything that makes it past, then has to make it past these guys, and then has to make it past the miners with the blasting charges. So Grimgor's got himself a challenge here. He's not going to have an easy time, but let's see how we get on. And we begin. So these nasty skulkers, despite the fact that they're hidden, still hidden, they're taking damage immediately, taking fire. And it's not looking good for these guys already. Already wavering, and they're not even through the gates yet. I wanted this just to sort of draw fire away from my main army as it tries to make its way across the bridge. I thought they'd last maybe a little bit longer, but as you can see, there's just absolutely no chance in hell. And they're going to get absolutely obliterated. Look at them go. Look at them go. Brave lads. Brave lads. Basically throwing their lives away. I think that's about as far as they get. Yep. And they're away again. But that's given me time to get some of my forces safely across the bridge. And I've got my Doom Divers trying to focus down some of his artillery, as we can see here. Unfortunately, they're not very accurate. For 3 gold chevrons, you'd think they'd be a bit more accurate than that, but, well, there you go, they are firing quite a distance. Unfortunately, I do throw away my chariots as well. I'm thinking they might be able to get in a lot faster, but they are just stopped dead in their tracks by this artillery, and he is almost dead already. And as I get around the corner, the Grudge Throwers, they do a little bit. They get through though, look at that, they get all the way through, but not much further by the looks of it. They try their very best. But from the woods out emerges my monsters. They're coming in to join the party. This is what I was going to do. I was going to try and weaken them with my monsters first, and my savage orcs, try and break those couple of front lines, and then I was going to keep my black orcs in reserve, send in my orc boys as well, and just have a big, absolutely crazy melee. Let's watch this. There they come. Maybe a bit too quick on that one. Here we go. And there's the front line. Wow, look at that. All these charges coming in. And his lines are immediately disrupted and broken. All these poor dwarves flying all over the shop. And my spiders get to work. One of them, however, is on fire. Looks like the blasting charge is really going to town on this one. And there's the squig herd coming in. Whoa, look at that, look at that. Proper good chomp down on him. There we go. Rolling in. Having a great time. And here come my orc boys. Normal infantry. Let's bring things back up to normal speed now. And then come the trolls. I've got problems with the sound again, sorry guys, pull out a bit. I notice when I get in too close it tends to happen. I think it's just too much happening at once. But this, I also brought in the Orc Shaman to try and get some spells off, hurt these guys. But he gets noticed and peppered too quickly. So he became useless. So I brought in my Savage Orc Arrow Boys to try and just do something about this, because this is absolutely wrecking my troops. And here we just have an absolute conglomeration, just a mess. This is my favorite part of the battle actually, so let's just do another little bit of a slow-mo. We've got boars, we've got spiders, we've got trolls, we've got thanes, dwarves, everything, squigs, guys vomiting, guys hammering, guys flying. That's just beautiful. It's look at this, look at that, just things like that, you know, it's absolutely just amazing to watch. especially with those flaming axes, makes for quite a cool looking lighting effect. Amazing. This is one of my favorite parts of this game. Just watching everyone getting mucked in this big free for all. There's no battle lines anymore. Everything's just gone to hell. And wow, blood's flying everywhere. People dying. This guy's getting limbs hacked off left, right, and center. He's taking a dive. Squig's taking a dive. Just things happening everywhere, and it just looks amazing. I could watch this all day. I could watch this absolutely all day long. But unfortunately, I think you guys might get a little bit bored of that and want to see what happens with this actual fight. So let's bring it back up to normal speed. I'll make sure to bring it out again so you guys aren't affected by that awful sound. There we go. So they're fighting away, hacking away at his front lines, but obviously he's brought his Thunderers forward to support. He's also got his Dwarven Warriors, his backup have come in. More support. At this point my guys are breaking and coming back and breaking and coming back, so I'm sending in Grimgor to have a little bit of a leadership effect. Now while all this was happening, he snuck his gyrocopters around the top of the thing and around, and he actually took down one of my Doom Diver catapults. And I was completely oblivious to that until I realized that there's not much fire coming down in here, and I looked back and I wondered, oh hello, oh, you're dead, right. I'm not a very observant fighter. So, my spiders are deciding they don't want to be part of the fight anymore, so I think, alright, time to send in the giants. We definitely need the support. My guys here, my sort of cannon fodder are starting to break, my beasts are starting to go as well. Grimgor's there all alone, just taking hit after hit from the catapults. And so this is where I decide, right, enough's enough. In comes the absolute swarm of Black Orcs. That truly looks very greenskin. There's no real formation here. It's just a throng of orcs. Looks ace. I've got the gyrocopters above, taking some damage from my archers, but you know what? They did an amazing job. They he worked them perfectly. Got some more spells going off here from my other shaman, sitting there, trying to do as much as he can. One of my giants is already dead before he even gets in. He's just been absolutely pummeled by the artillery. And there goes my other spider finally. Just the iron breakers. And my trolls dropping. Oof, oof, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. He's just standing there taking it. He's just taking it. He's like a boss, and then he decides to finally run away. At this point I really feel as if I need to push up. I'm just in a kill box here. But I'm just unable to get through these dwarves, these extra reserves that he set up at me. Eventually they do finally start to break, crack, and I'm able to finally move through it. And there he goes, his Thane. His Thane's deciding to run away right into my troops. Again, there's no other way to run really, so I guess out into the open world. Run, my Thane, run. I never actually see what happens to him if he actually gets away or not. But there we go. That's the Thane gone as well. So that's his support character gone at least. My giant made a valiant effort to try and disrupt his front line and get his iron breakers to use some of their charges. But he's just getting annihilated by the Thunderers and the Bugman's Rangers. Despite the fact that he manages to mash a few of them, he doesn't last long. And unfortunately, he drops. And his iron breakers don't look really that bad for it. In come my Black Orcs, charging as fast as they can, but you know what, they're just getting pushed back by all these charges. They can't really get very far. They take an absolute beating before they even make it to the front line, which doesn't look good for me at all. But a lot of my units have rallied and are coming back. Got my spiders coming back in as well. It's a bit of a mess. I don't really have any formation whatsoever at this point. I'm just desperately trying. Oh, we just noticed here. There's the thing. Looks like he was about to drop there, but no, he's okay. So anyway, yep, at this point I'm just, try and commit everything as quickly as I can, just to try and stop these iron breakers from throwing their charges, which is still just devastating my men. The balance of power is still kind of even. Much to my disbelief at this point, and I'm thinking, oh, alright, okay, cool. I've still got a chance. Just got to try and fight wisely. But I fight unwisely. I throw everything in, absolutely everything I've got. But I don't really have too much of an option here. I can't really get behind him. Can't really flank him. My ranged units aren't strong enough to best his ranged units. I'm going to go my spiders again. Let's do another quick slow-mo through this front line here. Everything's going off. This is basically black orcs now, some trolls, and iron breakers having at each other. At this point he's got Grombrindal sitting right behind, just watching it all happen. I noticed this with Grimgor. He's right here, hiding in amongst all his troops. Where is he? Oh dear, there's so much happening I can't even see him. There's even a couple of squigs still hiding around. Yep, I've lost him in the crowd. Oh, there he is. There he is right there. So he's not far at all. He's right there. And it's at this point I think the only way I'm actually going to be able to do anything is if I bring down Grombrindal and destroy his morale. So I try and push forward with Grimgor, but there's just so much happening, so much in the way. It's just too slow. It's just too slow. The trolls already routing. They didn't last long. This grudge thrower pushing through for some reason. I think that's quite funny. It's the big sort of hands like, nope, nope, coming through, big nope. Big hand, stop, nope, you're not getting through. And here we go, there's my pushing with Grimgor, and he finally commits Grombrindal, and I'm thinking, brilliant, excellent, this is my chance, he's coming into the fight. Push through, push through, push through. Grimgor clears the path. And this is where the epic standoff starts. Grombrindal sort of ignores him for the first couple of hits. He's like, whatever, you're not worth my time, you're just another orc to me. They're just having at each other for a while. There he goes. He's really not happy about being ignored like that. He comes right up to his face. Savage orcs are having at him as well. While we've got dwarves flying around, body parts flying around, savage orcs screaming. And his front lines are just holding really well. He's still got a very thick line of iron breakers thinning out over here, but I don't take advantage of that. If I'd taken advantage of this little gap here at the side, I could have maybe pushed through to the back, silenced his thunderers, but I just didn't have the troops to do it with. Even with Grimgor in the front line providing that moral support, it's just not enough. Watching this epic fight, I was enthralled with this fight in the actual time. That was amazing. I just thought, it's Titan versus Titan. And at this point I think, alright, I'm winning. He's almost down actually, and Grimgor's, he's healthy. I'm actually going to win this. And I'm thinking, alright, okay, I can do it. I can actually do this. I can pull it off. And Grombrindal starts to run away. But I can't let him get away. I have to kill him. Have to finish him off. And some of my orcs, I think, actually managed to catch him, if I'm not mistaken. Or Grimgor himself manages to run in and catch him. But that's it. He drops. He's lying there somewhere in amongst all the corpses. And I'm thinking, right, this is it. This is it. This is my chance. Surely he's going to suffer a big morale shock. But unfortunately, my guys start to chain rout from this epic fight. This epic dwarven defense. And despite Grimgor's best efforts to clear them out of Ekrund, or I believe that's the name of the place, it's just not enough. It's just not enough. And the dwarves hold on. With a sizable force left, I don't think there was going to be much much hope for me. If I'd maybe played it a bit differently, been a bit more tactical, but you know, being the orcs, they just want to swarm everything they see, and you know, it just wasn't to be in the end. It just wasn't to be. Let's have a look here. Yeah, unfortunately my shamans, obviously no kills, because when you do magic kills it doesn't actually show up. But they did get a few, so I was happy with them. They managed to pepper some of his artillery and some of his ranged units. Grimgor himself dealing alright damage. Obviously their lives were expendable, and my nasty Skulko is also expendable. The savage orc big uns did really well. 80 kills from them, that's brilliant. My black orcs across the board not doing fantastically, but then again they were up against his elite ironbreakers, who equally did about the same, so you know, can't complain too much. My Arrow boys not doing too much unfortunately, but they did bring down the gyrocopters in the end, so you know, I can't complain again. My chariots unfortunately completely useless. My savage orc boar biggins not doing too badly. My squigs however doing fantastically. I do need to keep up for that. Every time I've brought squig hordes to the fight, they've always done really well. So that's a unit I always recommend when I'm playing as the greenskins. Trolls, unfortunately, not great again. One of my giants didn't even get a single kill. Not great. He got focused down by artillery. My spider's not doing too badly. Could have done a lot better. I forgot to use the Ragnarok Queen's special ability and bring out the spiderlings. That could have actually done a lot to help me. Probably would have turned the tide in my favour, but oh well. My Doomdiver catapults, again not doing much, but that's because they were focusing more on his artillery than anything else. On the other hand, Shade Darko did a really good job. His artillery absolutely knocking it out of the park. I was unable to do enough damage to them to sort of stop them from doing anything. And it was his ranged units in the end, from there downwards. That's really what took me out. That was absolutely devastating for me. If I'd managed to take care of them earlier on, or be a bit more tactful in my choice of targets, again, it could have gone differently. But Grombrindal sacrificed his life, and his dwarves managed to hold on to the fortress, and the dwarves win. There you go, guys. That's another epic fight from Total War. See you guys next time.